Hey guys, this YouTube exclusive review is for a film that was recommended to me by none other than the Stone Horror Critic for my What the Fuck Worst Films Extravaganza, and that film is called 2009's The Fourth Kind. So, The Fourth Kind is based on true events of some alien abductions in Nome, Alaska during the year 2000, and we sort of see both the real footage and the reenactments of this footage. And in the reenactments, Mila Jovovich plays this psychologist named Dr. Abigail Tyler, and her husband was murdered. Apparently, he disappeared, and she thinks maybe aliens are involved, and her suspicions become more um, truthful when patients of hers start to see her and tell her that they all share these same dreams about this white owl haunting them at night. And she decides to hypnotize one of the patients named Tommy, and he becomes very violent. And instead of telling Abigail what happened that night that he was abducted, he decides to murder his own family and himself. And then the cops are all over her because they think, she pushed them into killing people. And Abigail discovers that during her own recorded notes, during her own therapy sessions, she actually speaks in a different language while she's under hypnosis, some kind of alien language. And she tries to investigate what's going on. Apparently, her husband also um, was talking in a similar language, and she's realizing these other people that she hypnotizes, her other patients, become very possessed by this alien being, and the cops become very suspicious of her. They think she's kind of murdering these people in the town, and things become very messed up when her own daughter is abducted, and to this day, supposedly, she's still missing, and that's pretty much the fourth kind. Well, we all know that the first kind is sighting the alien. The second kind is having proof of alien life. The third kind is actually having contact with the alien. And I gotta say, the fourth kind is. I mean, this film bored me to no end. I just couldn't wait for it to end. I mean, for people to actually believe that this film was based on real events, I mean, they had to be fools. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, I was just watching it for 97 minutes and just hoping it would end quicker than it did because this film was an insult to horror, it was an insult to sci fi, and it was an insult to alien movies everywhere. Um, I mean, just this film was whack. I mean, it really was. I mean, nothing's explained. I mean, the whole idea of alien movies is to see the alien, to wonder if this really is happening or these people are just nuts. I mean, nothing is actually explained at all. I mean, I guess there were aliens in this film, but we don't see them. Um, Nothing is resolved. No one explains anything. The characters are very underdeveloped, except for maybe Abigail. Um, I mean, it's a con job. I mean, just the fact that the director of this film, and I won't say his name because it's so long and I probably pronounce it wrong, but he also wrote the screenplay, and apparently, he thought he was clever by trying to create a Blair Witch Project moment, but all he did was make me like Fire in the Sky and the Mothman Prophecies even more than I did before. I mean, this film is stupid. The screenplay is very bad. I mean, the things they say are cheesy. The narrative isn't that interesting at all. I mean, you wouldn't care about these people and you wouldn't care about the film. I wouldn't be surprised if you watched it and turned it off in 20 minutes. I mean, it's really dull. And I just sat there and I watched it straight through, unbelievably. But I would never watch this film again. I like the direction for the first 15 minutes of the film, and then after that, just annoyed me to no end. Um, I gotta say that the gimmick that he used, which was the split screen, where one side was the actual footage, the archival footage, the other side was the reenactment footage. He doesn't do this all the time, thank God. But it was kind of interesting at first, and then he decides to do something that really bothered me. He actually had both scenes playing at the same time with the audio. So you heard the real audio, I mean real audio, and the reenactment audio at the same time. It was just, annoying. I mean, it's not, clever at all. It's just, someone thinking, hey, I have a great editing tool and I'm going to use it. And it just wasn't to my liking. Also, he tries to put style into a film that really doesn't deserve style at all. I mean, there's 360 shots and there's crane shots and there's what else? Helicopter shots of the town. I mean, really, who cares? I mean, this film wasn't that exciting or action packed for those kind of camera techniques to even be in here. And also, he also loved the shaky cam technique, which really bugged me because in the Born Supremacy, Born Ultimatum, those shaky cam actually works because it reflects the character's emotions, it reflects the action of the scenes. Here, this film wasn't an action-packed film at all. I mean, it's a dull film, and the camera's just shaking all over the place, and it's just annoying. So, the direction was a total fail. This is probably one of the tamest PG-13 films you can watch. Um, there's no foul language in this film at all. There's no sex unless you count um, an alien machine scarring Mila Jovovich's shoulder. The violence, people do get killed. Um, and there's violent possessions, which were the jump scares of the film, but they didn't scare me at all. The film not scary at all. Um, Other than that, very tame, PG-13 horror. The acting was actually pretty good here. Mila Jovovich, known for her Resident Evil movies, actually does a good job here. I was pretty much impressed. She handled the material well. There were times where she was a bit hammy, but other than that, she was solid. I have to give her credit for that. I mean, I think she's a beautiful woman, and she's actually a good actress. Give her the right material, she'll do what she will with it. Unfortunately, I wish it was a bit of film, but what can you do? Also, Elias Koteas, again, rocked it in his role as another psychologist. Um, he's always underrated, in my opinion, and I thought he did a good job. Will Patton as the sheriff was also good. And the woman who played the real Abigail um, also was actually pretty good at times. I think she was mainly picked because she looked like a witch. I mean, this girl looked creepy as hell. I mean, she looked undernourished and pale, and I mean, she looked like an alien herself. I mean, it was really, really funny and kind of insulting also, but what can you do? But yeah, the acting was actually pretty good. So all in all, I'm giving the fourth kind half of a howl out of four. It's really lame, really bad, definitely what the fuck worthy. Um, but yeah, I mean, when the film starts with your main actress telling everybody that she is indeed actress Mila Jovovich, you got a problem. I mean, the script was silly, the direction was bad. The only thing that saved it was the acting, and that was the only reason I didn't give this film a bomb. If you want to watch a great alien abduction film, stick with Fire in the Sky. I mean, it's a creepy film. It's very underrated. Definitely check that one out if you haven't. But skip this altogether. Even if you're a fan of Mila Jovovich, just avoid like the plague. So, until next time, stay scary.